Welcome everybody to another. What are we? Do we have a word for what these are yet? Emergency conclave, breaking news. Uh,
News from the Galactic Republic.
I think we're getting colder here.
I'm trying. We at least have bumpers for that.
Nose. Um. Anyways, we're talking about Star Wars Hunters, the new game that was announced today. That we're all about to find out how excited we are about. Um. Why don't we just run through the trailer real quick and then we can share our. I'm sure we have lots of
Yeah.
wonderful, positive thoughts
Oh,
about this game.
extremely.
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Okay, here we go.
Um,
Oh yeah.
uh, oh, that's why I was confused. Watch stream. I missed most of the trailer. I wasn't
Yeah.
watching it. That's okay. I've
There's
watched it a
not
couple
much.
times. There is not much at all, except
Nope.
the fun. That's kind of the same colors in the logo as you can right click and say play on a loop if you really want to.
I don't think Leo wants to.
I'm fine. Once is enough.
I think we'd rather watch the making of Breath of the Wild over and over again.
Let me read the description on StarWars.com. It's a competitive arena combat game coming to the Nintendo Switch system in 2021. Although it's also, according to the website, coming to iOS and Android. So if you think you have to go buy a Switch to play a Star Wars game, you don't. It's just a glorified mobile game. Star Wars Hunters will bring players together to engage in thrilling team multiplayer battles featuring a diverse array of distinctive new Star Wars characters. Set after the fall of the Galactic Empire, Star Wars Hunters will connect players in real time to battle in arena settings inspired by iconic Star Wars locales. Play as daring bounty hunters, heroes of the rebellion, and an Imperial stormtrooper in an action game that immerses players in fast-paced and visually stunning Star Wars conflict. It draws inspiration from classic Star Wars stories and settings, but with a look and feel that is different from anything we've done before, says Douglas Riley, VP of Lucasfilm Games. We're thrilled to introduce this wildly creative cast of characters to our fans on Nintendo Switch, where they can join their friends. Also on Android and iOS. Is what it says that on the website.
Yeah. It's a mobile game and it's being made by Zynga, who
Which
have given us such wonderful things as Farmville.
So wait, you mean so everyone's aunt is going to be on Facebook like, "Hey, help me kill this bounty hunter."
that's everything about it actually kind of has me excited, except the fact that it's made by Zynga. It's a free-to-play mobile game. The fact that it's on the Switch, like they're like trying to make it sound more exciting than it is, but it's a mobile game. It's a mobile game because if it can play it on your phone, it's not like the Switch is going to be better than it's going to be the same experience. I mean, I guess Fortnite is you can play it on your phone, but
It's going to be a lot like I imagine it's going to be just another one of those collect characters and upgrade them, type games.
yeah, it does sound. It is a little interesting that they're all apparently new characters. It looks like the game is going to have its own. You're not going to be like playing as Luke Skywalker fighting against Kylo Ren.
Yeah. I suppose you're going to be like some kind of like gladiators. The only thing that's got me even moderately interested in this game so far is the fact that written on the wall in Arabesh are the words Hutball League.
Yes, it does say Hutball League. I went through all the Arabesh and translated the graffiti. Apparently, Evan hasn't watched my video of the translations yet.
I
It's
don't
news
watch
to
your
him.
videos.
We've got JA05 Reigns, which is presumably the name of a droid character in the game. Team Slingshot, Blaster, or Throwing Bolts, I think is one. Mudhorns, it's near the image of a Jawa with like a horn on it, or on the words, and then like Gonk. Um, so, I mean, it
Mudhorn's
sounds like
the-
worms and frog
Frog
rock
dogs.
toad.
Frog
Frog dogs.
dogs.
There we go. That's what I want.
it kind of gives you the impression that they've got their own little like setting. I doubt there's going to be any sort of story involved, but at least it's like going to have this kind of arena, community where there's like you've got these teams of dudes. I thought it was maybe going to be a 1v1 thing, and I thought, is this sort of a new Terrace Kasai where it's a 1v1 fighting game? But they said it was team-based, and I'm assuming it's going to be more interesting than Galaxy of Heroes, because Galaxy of Heroes is where you have a team fighting against another team, but you just sit there and you push, you click on a dude and you go, do the things for me, please. I will poke you a couple times, and that's the gameplay of Galaxy of Heroes. This, from what I can gather, it sounds like it's going to actually be like a game where you play it instead of watch it happen.
I wonder if it's going to be just more like, if it's going to be, the actual gameplay is going to end up being similar to, what was that mobile game, that Star Wars MOBA type
Force
thing?
Arena?
Was that the one where like,
Force Arena.
yeah, like you would send
That
like
one
the
was fun.
waves of troops and stuff
Yeah,
down the...
That one
It
was
was
good,
actually
and it
decent.
died. I think there's a game very, very similar to that called Lego Star Wars something or other that's not out in the United States, in case you were wondering. I don't know why, but I have the impression that this game didn't... I thought somewhere it said it was a third-person action game. Like, I'm picturing, like, like Fortnite or Jedi Fallen Order or whatever, where you have kind of these simple controls, but each hero in the game probably has a different kind of set of abilities. And it'll probably be, kind of a hero thing where maybe everybody on one team is the Stormtrooper guy and everyone on the other team is also the Stormtrooper guy, and the game doesn't care that, you're kind of like Apex, where you can run into someone playing as the same character as you.
I mean, if anything, I would have said it sounds, the way they're pitching it, like it's trying to be a mobile free-to-play wannabe Overwatch, if anything.
I mean, obviously that's a thing everybody's been trying to duplicate for a long time. And we know there's like Blaster Heroes. If it's like a baby version of Overwatch but with Star Wars characters,
like on paper, that's not the worst idea in the world. There are far worse templates to draw from than a hero shooter for Star Wars.
Let's see. Do we have any other information here?
I did go to swhunters.com. Actually, my wife was the first one to be like, okay, well, here's some news for you to talk about tonight, honey. Get to it. Join the greatest hunters with a capital H from the Star Wars galaxy in a real-time cross-play squad battles. Dominate grand arenas using skill and tactics as you engage in thrilling combat to reign victorious with your team. And there is an optional button at the bottom if we are a content creator, which we are. We could be.
Sure are. I'm all about that content every day. I'm waking up, I'm saying, hello,
That's
Twitter.
right.
What are you thinking about Star Wars games? Love the games.
Everything is content.
Oh boy.
I taking a
We
shit.
could be on the cutting edge of Star Wars hunters.
I'm putting in our email right now. I am a Star Wars
Excellent.
content creator. Channel name: the Jodo Cast. URL. Wait, what's the platform?
Well, Lucasfilm
YouTube.
Games. Look at
URL:
that right at the bottom.
youtube.com/the Jodo Cast. I think that's our URL.
Look at this.
Subscribers. How many
Real-time
subscribers do we
registration.
have? We have 1,070 loyal subscribers. They watch every one of these videos. Every one of these videos gets at least 1,070 views.
You know what? You put out that translation video in like no time flat. You gave them double the advertising. Day one, son.
I would like to opt into news and game updates.
From
Joe
Zynga and their
at
associates.
Jodo.
By the way, we're
.com.
such pros, professional content creators that I've been adjusting our video windows on the fly while we're recording here. So
That's pretty pro. I mean, this is the
They
first
call
time we're
that
doing
working
it, and
the
I'm
wheels
sure,
of steel.
yes,
I'm sure our viewers are blown away by the step up in production quality. I am. Oh, I found some more Arbesh
I
to
discovered we were capturing, when you talk in Discord and the little green outline goes around your window. I was capturing that, and it was really bothering me when we kept our microphones. It kept flashing, and I was like, okay, I gotta adjust this so we're not getting that in there.
I found some more Arbesh to translate on the website here.
Ooh,
It says, as part of the website background, it says the arena
ooh,
and
Oh.
is waiting. There you go. The arena is waiting, everybody.
Wow.
Free to play. You're going to show up. You're going to be like, this is fun. And then, as long as there's, you know what? Obviously, Zynga does not inspire any confidence in us. What is essentially a mobile game does not inspire any confidence in us. We have a long history of shitting on Star Wars mobile games, except Force Arena, which we all kind of thought was pretty fun, but we
We
petered out on.
dug that.
yeah, that was actually a well-made game for a mobile game.
I'm honestly a little excited about this game, trepidatiously. Just that, I'm sure it'll change once I know more. Obviously we know very little, but if it is kind of an Overwatch style game, that sounds good. And if the cosmetic structure is the same as those games, like the microtransactions or whatever, because it's gonna have microtransactions because it's a free to play mobile game. Call it a Switch game. It's a free to play mobile game. Switch is sort of a mobile platform anyway.
Yeah.
So if there's no randomized stuff, Zynga has built their whole platform on games that trick the reward centers of your brain to keep playing over and over and putting in $5 here and now it's $10, and which worries me that it's going to have some really exploitative thing, especially. But then again, this is a Star Wars game, and we know that Battlefront 2 almost did. I mean, they had it real bad at first in Battlefront 2 when that launched, and it brought so much bad press to EA and Star Wars, and people were petitioning Star Wars, they put gambling in a Star Wars game. This is hurting your brand. Give EA the boot. Maybe Lucasfilm Games is aware that they don't want to be attached to that sort of controversy, even though it's more commonplace in a free-to-play game.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I feel like it's more normalized in mobile games.
Yeah.
I imagine it's not going to be necessarily loot boxy type stuff. I'm sure it's going to be more oh, it costs you 10 energy to play this arena match.
Mm-hmm.
You're all out of energy. Buy more. Spend your kyber crystals to get more energy, but then you have to buy your kyber crystals at $1 a piece or whatever.
I like when games time you out unless you pay money, because I'm oh cool, then I just stop playing for the day and I can get on with my life. But obviously some people don't have that kind of self-control, and those companies depend on the 10 people who have no self-control to make all of their profit. And that's sad, and it's not like Disney isn't a problematic company, but it's sad to think that Star Wars could do that. But they do. They sell toys, and people can't help but buy every toy that comes out.
But you at least know what toy you're getting.
That's true.
So I think that's a good argument for no blind packs, especially since any sort of, I don't know if it's necessarily blind packs, that Animal Crossing Pocket Camp and what's the other Nintendo one? Mobile RPG that was it? I don't recall which countries in Europe were particularly.
I think Belgium got real worked up about a lot of.
Belgium sounds
Belgium.
right. Yeah,
It's
sort of raging
like
against.
I know like a game that I play Belgium. It's weird. Like Belgium can't actually. The Belgian players can't actually buy any products with real money in the game. They just have to get by with what they can earn free in the game because their
I've
country's
seen
laws don't allow them to buy anything.
I don't remember what other game it was, but essentially, when you play in Belgium, you open the loot crate and it gives you just crafting parts, so you can just craft anything you want instead of depending on getting these random 3 items.
I was going to say it gives you health insurance.
Oh.
But yeah, I think there's enough bad will at high enough levels against pay to win or loot box kind of things in a competitive sense that I would hope at least most companies would be veering away. In a non-competitive game, I think they can certainly get away with that kind of thing.
I mean, but
Yeah,
they already do it with Galaxy Heroes.
Sure, but if it's going to be a competitive game,
I mean,
Right,
then
this
I
way
think-
you're going to be playing against real people in here. Do you do that in Galaxy Heroes?
I mean, you
I think you do.
there is like an
Very
arena
little
type
PvP.
thing where you do play against other players' teams and stuff like that.
I think
And maybe-
the success of
maybe-
this game
maybe
is going to
there's-
live or die on the
Maybe there's more
microtransactions.
since then. I don't know. It's been a long time since I played, but
Hopefully it's all cosmetic stuff like Overwatch and Apex and things because I'm assuming it will be because it seems like they're making their own cast of characters. We're gonna have the Wookiee guy and the person with the red lightsaber and a person with the blue lightsaber. Who knows how they fit into the lore? A
Just some
stormtrooper.
randos.
There's like a Mandalorian looking guy in the trailer. So they're gonna have like their cast of characters, and if it's anything like Overwatch or Apex or other hero-based games, they'll probably introduce a new one every few months. But not, if they have their own characters and it's not Luke Skywalker or Han Solo or Darth Vader, they can give them whatever sort of cosmetics they want whenever they want. Because, like, Battlefront, they were only able to give the players skins that were like canonical, and now they can make the canon of these characters whatever they want because they don't exist anywhere else. Which makes me think that it is hopefully going to be a cosmetic based economy and not like a mechanic based one.
Christian, our patron in chat, who's joining us for this, was correct. It's
Welcome.
the mobile Fire Emblem is the other one besides Animal Crossing that has been a target of Belgium's vendetta canly against pay to win. Actually, it's not even pay to win. It's just pay to get stuff.
It's the same model as like Magic cards or Pokemon cards or whatever. It's just
Well, the funniest thing about Magic is that it's buying packs, like paper Magic. Buying packs doesn't really get you much. You pay premiums for those cards that you need. I mean, I don't know that Arena suffers from anything even remotely like that, but it's just funny that that's often a comparison is, oh, you're buying a blind pack, it could be amazing. Like, yeah, but with
I think
Magic,
the
people
only-
just buy them.
because Magic players, like, all of those CCGs are like just an economy is part of the experience, and that's why I could never even get into Destiny. I'm like, it feels like it's getting close to like the stock market and Bitcoin and shit, where it's like, well, how much is the Emperor
It is.
single die going for these days? I'm like, this is dumb. I want to play a game. I don't want to be part of some kind of market. But I think the problem is why it's more problematic with video games is just because so many more people have access to it, and it's caused so many more problems with like children and all sorts of stuff.
Well,
Not
and
that
it's,
children
I
really
mean, and
have
there's also like, it feels more disingenuous when it's a digital product like that technically there's no like physical limit, on how much of a thing there is.
Yeah, I remember back in the day when it occurred to me that a game I was playing had the files were on my hard drive. It was probably some 360 game a long time ago, but I didn't have access to it because I didn't pay for it. It's probably like a Gears game or something where I saw a different character with a skin, and I'm like, well, if I can see that player's skin, it's on my machine, it's on my hard drive. The digital files are there. Why can't I use it without paying for it? I already have it's in the guts of my machine,
Yeah.
and it took. I remember coming to terms with that, and obviously now it's normal and commonplace and
Well,
fine. But
Wow, I seem to remember back in like the early days of DLC, that happened a lot where
Oh yeah.
people would load up their game discs, or people would start digging into the game discs and realize like all the files for like the first DLC are actually on the game disc. So it's not really DLC. You sort of like, you already have purchased that shit. It's just now you have to give them more money to give you the keys to it.
yeah,
Wasn't that a lot of fighting games at the time?
Yeah, I seem to remember it happening with like one of the Mortal Kombat games or something like that.
Maybe like Soul Calibur or Tekken, I think.
I don't remember. I just remember hearing about it a few times back in the aughts.
Yeah.
and I think it's not quite as. I don't have a problem dropping $5 or $10 here or there on games, especially if they're free. Even though usually free to play games I don't spend money on, which is weird. I have spent a little bit of money on Apex or Gears of War. If it's a game that I genuinely enjoy, I feel I'll give you, because you made a thing I liked, and I'd like it to keep going, and I know this is how that happens. But not if it's all bullshitty. No, thank you.
Yeah, so I mean, when I play some of these free to play games, as long as I'm like having fun, like even like Galaxy of Heroes, I did enjoy playing it for a while, and so like I paid like the $3 to buy like the beginner pack that gave you, some extra characters or something like that. And I don't mind doing that. I mean, people had to work to develop this shit. I'm okay with paying a little bit of money.
Right.
But yeah, I'm never gonna be one of those. I mean, I'm like in the subreddits for a couple different like of these gacha type mobile games that I do play, but I don't really spend money on them, except for that one time when they had a big event on New Year's and I drunkenly spent like $75 in this Dragon Ball Z game. It was a New Year's event, and it was like 1 a.m, and I had obviously had a little bit to drink, and I was all like, yeah, I gotta get this. It was, what the hell was it? Yeah, it was there was a chance to like unlock a legendary like Goku or something like that, and I was all like, fuck yeah, I gotta spend I'll spend $75 to get this guy. Didn't get him.
That reminds me of a story of someone, I think it was on one of their podcasts way back, where someone drunkenly spent $300 on Simpsons Donut Demolition or something like that. It was the same circumstances. Like, what? And what did you get? No,
I'd have to ask John or somebody more familiar with the game, but people have spent thousands and thousands of dollars on Galaxy of Heroes.
I mean, well, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I'm on subreddits for like this Dragon Ball Z game and a couple of other ones that I play.
Do people just want you to know that they do that?
Yeah, well, no. The thing is like a lot of the actually like on the subreddits, spending a bunch of money is almost more normal. Like like the subreddit is where a lot of the whales and stuff go.
I
So
suppose. If you're
so
spending that
so
much
so
money, you
instead
better
of so
dive
instead
in.
of spending a lot of money is not a brag. Instead, like on those subreddits, going in there and then being like, I'm free to play, by the way. That's the brag, is you.
That's the I actually pulled myself up by these bootstraps of these Galaxy bootstraps. Didn't think I could do it. I mean, a lot of these games, their market model is based on the expectation that these like small percentage of whales will kind of do everything,
I think
which...
most of these games are funded by like it's something like 5, maybe 10% of the player base. So I just I hope that's not what we get with whatever this game is. I'm afraid that's kind of what it's gonna be based on this developer's pedigree.
Yeah, if it's... I feel like that's going to be a big space for a problem, and then just obviously show us some gameplay eventually, which we... If you told me, because I've said if you put the Star Wars skin on any game, it's a game that I would want to play. So if you say, oh, Star Wars Overwatch, I'd be like, yeah, I'm in. But these guys don't make... I mean, I would play that too. Star Wars Stardew Valley, I play it. Star Wars Valley. But
yeah,
Zynga, like, if they're making a 3D third-person arena shooter, are they going to be able to do it in a way that's not really cheap feeling?
I mean, these are the same people who gave us Words with Friends.
Star Wars with Friends.
Swords with Friends.
Which is Words with Friends, but when you disagree, you have a sword fight.
And it's a button masher. You just tap on the screen as fast as possible.
I like the colors in the logo.
You were going to mention that earlier, and I was going to prompt you to mention that again because it...
like the Star Wars or the Squadrons colors, I think.
Oh, is that what you were thinking?
It's a purple to orange gradient, which I feel...
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels kind of...
I was thinking Sabine.
Yeah.
It's
very like... what do they call
Sabine's
it?
looking for a team to go find Old Boy.
Synthwave,
yeah.
Or Retro Wave or whatever.
Some more season 1 Clone Wars music by Kevin Kiner.
Didn't we talk about this game a few months ago? Back when, like, there were some rumors that, like, they had trademarked the name Star Wars Hunters.
I don't know. And loyal fans who remember everything we've said on here and back it up, find the footage of us talking.
We might have just talked about it on
Check the wiki.
We might have just talked about it on Discord and decided it wasn't enough to talk on an episode.
It might have been in a news roundup video.
I do remember us though talking about how, based on the name, we were like, oh, maybe this will be like some sort of like Mandalorian type game, like bounty hunting or you know, like bounty, like the game Bounty Hunter was, or anything like that, and then this is what we get.
So one of the things that got my mind going a little bit was that the trailer has a little fly through of what is presumably Jabba's palace. We know it takes place after the fall of the Empire. So either this is when Bib Fortuna's chilling there, or Boba Fett is. Is this what the Book of Boba Fett is? He just sits there and like watches people do Overwatch fights in his basement?
He hosts the owls.
The convors.
I made Leo laugh too hard. He's choking.
I think that was just regular choking.
Oh. I was going to take credit for it.
You know, that's a good move. If somebody just like dies, be like, you know what? I did that. I'm not a murderer. I just made them laugh to death. That's impressive.
Just like
Roger Rabbit.
yeah.
You're gonna die laughing.
One of these days, you're gonna laugh yourselves to death.
Stop that laughing.
I think that's gonna
there's
do
a
it for
movie we
Hunter's
need to
discussion.
watch.
Unless you guys have anything else to add.
No.
I
wish I could.
like,
I wish I could be more excited to talk about it longer, but
I kind
I'm
of
just
want to be
looking at
excited
Patreon
about
chat
it,
now.
but it's
So good.
I just remembered seeing that Zynga logo on the trailer and thinking to myself, boy, they figured out how to make me miss EA.
I was gonna say, what if this is the other developers? Like, you won't believe who it is. Okay.
Zynga's doing the next KOTOR game.
PopCap is going to be doing KOTOR 3 PopCap. Thanks everybody for watching. A reminder, if you are a patron, you can chat with us live as we do this and all that sort of stuff, and to get stickers and things. In any case, thank you for watching. Hopefully you are excited about spending tens of thousands of dollars on a Zynga production of a Star Wars game. Goodbye.
Plants vs. Tuscans.
That's not Zynga.
The Drengir versus Jedi. The Drengir are the new plant enemy in the High Republic.